Do you talk out loud? Do you have conversations out loud?
I probably have conversations with the dogs, but...
Oh, I fully do.
Welcome back to 30, Flirty, and Surviving. I am Kelsie.
I'm Tanisha.
Tracy.
Tracy's not here right now. Her mind is somewhere else.
It's on the West Coast, baby.
It is work-life balance, baby.
Well, if you've happened to forgot, oh my God, like what is this hairdo? Well, if you've happened to forgot, since we took a week off, let me remind you of where you can find us, ladies and germs. We are on Instagram at 30 Flirty Surviving Podcast, and you can stream each and every gosh darn episode on iHeart, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube, where you can also see our beautiful faces. So make sure you check those out.
Yes. First, I need to point out that Tracy is wearing a fabulous Britney t-shirt. Does it say free?
It doesn't. This is a classic Britney t-shirt.
Oh.
This is like a 90s Britney, but
That's when she was free.
this is free Britney.
Yes.
Oh, she looks free. You can see it in her eyes.
Yeah, she looks so cute.
Yeah, her eyes nowadays.
So, if nothing else, make sure you watch on YouTube so you can see my t-shirt at Britney.
Exactly.
Tell them where you got it. Where did you get it? Do you know?
My sister got it for me, so
Oh, Lisa.
I don't know. Shout out to my sister, baby.
Yeah. So this week, I know we've been asking you guys for ideas and topics for our episodes, and the most popular request we got was work-life balance. So that's what we're gonna just chat about today. I think whether excuse me, whether you're just getting your start,
Just getting choked up just thinking about it.
it's a struggle. Well, it is a struggle. I think everyone has had that issue of like work-life balance and when to turn off, when not to turn off, and you know, all that stuff. So we're gonna talk about that more.
Let's do it.
Sure, people relate.
Yeah, and we've talked a lot about mental health throughout, our episodes, and I think that work-life balance has a huge part in that, and I think that we're conditioned to like work hard, play hard. I saw something the other day that was like, why can't we just like work moderately and just relax instead of like playing hard? And I'm like, that speaks to me.
Yeah,
because
truly.
I did a little research, and I guess the average human will spend 90,000 hours throughout their life
Makes me want to vomit.
at a job. Does that make sense? Because that's what the internet told me. Either way, it's a lot of time.
I don't know.
lie.
525,600 minutes.
Anyway,
I don't know how many minutes that computes into hours.
well, I
which,
have not done that research, so
like 90,000 hours doesn't mean anything to me. That I don't know how long that is.
I will get back to you guys.
Okay, yeah, please
I'll
report
get back to you guys. All I know is that, we're in our 30s. I think you guys can attest we spend a lot of time at work. So finding that perfect balance is really important in order to be as productive as possible. I think for your employer and for yourself, it's very important.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's hard to do. I told my boss I was going on vacation next week, and he was like, oh, okay, you are? Like, and I was like, yeah, we talked about blah, blah. And like my immediate thing to say is like, but I'll have my computer on me, so if you need anything, I'll be available. And after I saw that, I was like, why did you do that? Because
It's fucked up.
no, you're not available.
It's
Yeah.
fucked
I
up.
don't have to be.
PT motherfucking O, paid
know.
time off.
Oh,
not paid
wow,
time
she's
on.
passionate about it.
Well, it's not paid time on. I think that I was the same way. Like previously, it was like, okay, I'm going to use my paid time, but I'm still going to be very available. And I don't think that's how it should be. And I don't think that your employer should do that. There are other people that can move things forward. You know what I mean?
I know, it's true.
As long as you set them up before you leave for success, like, this
Totally.
is where I'm at. I'm taking some time off. That's all.
Yeah. So, like the whole expression, like when you know better, you do better. Now that we've all been working ladies for quite some time, what has sort of changed in your work-life balance since you first got started? Do you feel like it's these things are learned habits? Like, do you think that you're less available than when you were before? How does it kind of compare?
That's a good question. I
I am here for the next 45 minutes, so thank you.
She's He's like, then I'm sleeping.
Yeah, no kidding. I think it's probably gotten worse. I'm not going to lie. It's gotten worse because,
Really?
Yeah, because just the environment I'm in, I have to be on. And I think because I was like, I want a bonus, I want a raise, and I was just like always available. And also in the industry I'm in, it's not like, I don't know, it's very old school, the mentality. I think they're trying to.
And remind our listeners what you do, because I think it's also very niche for what, like, taking time off. Like, you have a lot of questions to answer. And
yeah, I'm an executive assistant, so I am kind of technically always on, but at the same time, I don't know, I get ATO, which is accrued time off, which means I literally earn that. Like, I had to work to get that time off, so I need to be better at that, and like even just say reminder I'm on vacation or something like that. But I'm also, so I'm in the real estate industry, and it's like old school, the way they do things, as opposed to like if you go to like a tech or a younger company. So
tech companies, they just play ping pong all day.
I wish.
Nothing. No, I'm just kidding.
Nothing.
No offense to
Tech companies, please don't come for us. I don't have any money. Do not sue me.
I kid.
Kelsey's
I
just
kid.
bitter.
No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. I think for me, it's definitely changed. I always felt really guilty about taking time off. Like, even though I was working, I think when I was younger, I would be working from like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 8 p.m., or like always take my work home with me. And like, so you're working hours outside of your hourly rate, or your salary rather. And I still felt guilty, which is weird. And now I just try to totally like I kind of just mentioned, okay, I'm taking time off. This is my list. This is where I'm at. I'm going to set you guys up so that nobody has any questions, and I'm not going to like just leave and be like, bye. So I think that was really important. Just the communication aspect of it, instead of being like, oh, I will still take everything on. Like, no, I'm going to take my time off, but this is where everything stands.
Totally.
And I will be sure to follow up when I get back.
Totally. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place. Like, I worked in a hospital, which was very like administratively, which was very like 9 to 5. Like, you show up and when you're done, you're done. Like, there's nothing I can do for the operating room once I go home. Like, you know what I mean? Right. So I was very much able starting off to turn it on and off whenever I need to, which was really great. And then I went into PR and marketing, and I'm traveling to see clients. I'm going to events that are in the evenings or the weekends. And so you start to get, there's like very much of a gray area, but it's fun because you go to these events and you get to drink and eat and talk and socialize. So a lot of those aspects didn't feel like work, but you are working, you know?
Yeah.
But now too, I feel like the older that I get and the more seasoned in my career, the more responsibilities I have. So you would like to think that as you get older, you get a better balance. But like now I work, like I have my own book of business and I work pretty independently. So if I'm not doing it, it's not getting done. And so I put a pressure on myself and I have like more to go, like going on that it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I think these are all good points, because I think there are so many different factors, whether it be your industry, whether or not you have a team behind you. Also, like, you know, now compared to what, like 10 or 20 years ago, having email on your phone, you're always connected. Like, you know, and our parents like to say, you guys aren't as hardworking as us, and da da da. It's like, well, you were not connected via phone when they left. No matter the industry, they left for the day.
True.
It's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, I roll out of bed and check my email. I check my email before I go to sleep. I check my email on the weekends.
Oh, yeah.
But like all for different reasons, right? Like when I roll out of bed, I like to check my email so that I can like make my to-do list. I kind of go and see what's come through, and I can start to plan my day and figure out what I need to prioritize. And then I check my email at night because I want to make sure that there wasn't any like fires after I turn my computer off. You know what I mean? And then I check my emails on the weekend because I like to declutter my inbox so that when I go in on Monday, it's not as overwhelming. If there's anything I can like move to the trash or file away that didn't require any action on my end, you know? So I do it more often, but also I'm choosing to do that, like because it helps me plan.
I feel the
in
same
a way. So there's pros and cons to doing that. Like maybe if that email notification didn't pop up on my phone, I wouldn't have thought to go look at my inbox in that moment. But then I'm also sort of grateful the next day that I did have either like a warning or that something was already done and taken care of, you know, especially if things are time sensitive. Like it's a blessing and a curse.
I know. Because it kind of sucks that, I don't know, sometimes I don't mind the workload, but it's like you're supposed to want a large workload, because if you don't want a large workload, that means that you're lazy or you're not willing to take initiative. And it's like, has anyone ever thought that maybe taking on all that work just isn't something feasible? Like the fact that we're expected to want to take on a ton of work, it's bananas.
I agree.
But also it's like job security. I'm like, the more that I do, the more I'm needed.
A lot of people though are moving. Have you seen like some countries are testing out a 4-day work week?
Yes, I think
which
Finland,
intrigues me. It intrigues me.
Yeah,
because I
think that's more than intrigue me, baby. Right? I'm into it.
I think it's very interesting, and like you said, like I'm the same way. Like I'll check in, make sure there's no fires to be put out, and especially in the restaurant industry, like you have to be checking weekend emails or texts. Like I prefer that if people have emergencies. But 4-day work week, baby. Okay,
into it. So like, what are some surefire ways or remedies that you guys have to help yourself with your work-life balance?
Don't look at me.
This sounds stupid, but working out really helps me. I know it sounds silly, but like I not lately, but usually get up in the morning and I'll check emails and go to the gym and like clear my head before the day. And it's just a good way. Like that's just me personally. Exercising helps with everything. And it's like a good start. And then I'm awake and ready to go.
I do that too. I go to the gym before work. It's my me time. Also,
exactly.
It's like no one wants to roll, especially working remotely now. Like no one wants to roll out of bed, turn your computer on, and then feel like a prisoner to your laptop. Like having that time for yourself first just makes you feel so much better. And like a workout is just so good for your mental health in general. So yeah, that's a really good one.
I agree.
It's a good one.
Wait, do you mean like what makes you take time away from your computer? Is that what you mean? Or like what do you do to help you take time away from your computer?
What helps you have a better work-life balance? Because like that exercising and making sure like you get you time before is like a way of self-care instead of like immediately jumping into work.
So sorry, I feel like those are two different things, what I was intending to ask and then how you answer, but I wanted to roll with it because I didn't want to like yuck your yum. Is that what they say?
Yuck your yum.
What I meant, so like what I was thinking was like is time management. So like to solidify and secure work and life balance for me, I think starts in time management, like allocating my hours in advance and like knowing that after, you know, a certain time, I don't check my inbox anymore. Or like after like, you know, I don't know, making time for myself, like taking my lunch and making sure that I actually like get up and step away, those certain things. Or like for me, it's my calendar. I live and breathe and die by my calendar. Yeah. Like I make sure that I like literally pencil in the things that I need to do for me so that I will be like, oh, I have to get up and be done at 5 o'clock today because I have to go here and be there by 6. You know what I mean? Like those sort of things help me make sure that I'm finding a balance.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. Well, mine's, I don't know, to me, mine's kind of similar. It's just like not exactly, like sometimes it will cut into like, you know, I'll get home at like 10:15 or something or like a little later. And I'm like, that's okay. Like from the gym. You know what I mean? Like
AM?
Yeah. I start at 10. I know. It's late. A lot of people.
What?
You knew that, didn't you? Yeah.
I started at 9.
It kind of messes with your, it depends on the day. Some days I'll start at 7 and because I want to end earlier.
Big Night's not running such a tight ship over here.
Hospitality industry, baby. You got to get in it.
Louise. I got to find myself a job over her.
Over her. I really don't know. Yeah, I, you know what? I don't really have an answer for that because I don't really think I do. I mean, I'm going to the gym and stuff, but I don't think it helps my work-life balance because, like, I'm answering emails at the gym.
So you're trying to say you're a workaholic?
think
I'm
that's what
trying
you're
to say
admitting.
I have
Admit it.
almost like anxiety when it comes to work. Like, it's almost like you have to answer. It's like my brain doesn't turn off, and I think you have to answer that email. You have to get back to them right now.
Is that an American trait? Do we think? Like, I feel like we're the only country that's like, you literally have to get back. Like, have you seen those memes that's like, oh, enjoy your vacation, or I'll be out of office until like 2022 and da 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 da. And meanwhile, we are.
Yeah, like in France, they take like a 3-hour lunch and they go have wine and chill.
Imagine.
Yeah, I know. Imagine. I think I'd be a happier human, but like, it's kind of like.
But I also think it's like the nature of your specific role as well. Like to Kelsey's point earlier, I think like you are always answering like to him, like he's always delegating tasks to you, and it's like like you feel like you have to be on and available for him and at the ready at all times.
Yes, but I also think it's the industry because everybody I work with answers right away no matter what time of day, and it's not just like the EAs, it's just like where, you know, maybe we're getting funding or a meeting needs to be set up right away to meet with this mayor because he's going to help us get funding, or like time sensitive document we just found out. But yeah, like, so I think it's just in general, the industry. What's that? I do nothing
to help yourself.
She's just stressed.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, it's kind of like what you guys talk about mental health. It's
No,
like,
it's true.
Because I already have anxiety, I get like this anxiety when it comes to work. And then, so I am.
Great. So we're here to help the people today. So you just take a seat,
maybe
relax.
someone can relate to me because I'm saying it's bad. Don't be me.
We're not condoning your behavior. We're not here to condone your behavior. So just anything Tanisha says today, take it with a grain of salt.
I do think prioritizing is huge. I don't know if you mentioned that earlier. I forget. But like making sure that, you know, like some people have lists. And I'm sure this happens to you because I feel like in your industry it would make sense. And you too. Like you have a list, it's a set list. And then you're like, that completely went out the freaking window for what came in throughout the day. Yeah. This got shifted here. This got shifted there. This is at the top now. And realizing some things can wait till tomorrow. It's okay.
Yeah,
for
that's
things
my everyday.
to wait till tomorrow.
Sweet Prince has been doing good at being like, you don't need to answer that right now. And I'm just like, okay.
Because then you're expected to. Like I remember. Yeah, then you set that expectation for yourself, and people are like, well, why isn't she answering within 2 minutes?
Yeah.
And that's a little toxic.
Yeah.
Well, like client services for me, it's like everyone that comes to me thinks their need is the most important need. And I want to honor that, of course, and I want to answer everyone in a timely fashion. But the truth is some things are more important, or some things are not more important. Some things are more pressing or time sensitive or urgent than others. And so you have to, I might have my to-do list in the beginning of the day. I still have my planner. I write it all down. Like I literally need to have my weekly agenda that I write everything down in. And like I have who I need to reach out to and what I need to follow up on. But like constantly I'm like, okay, well, crap, I didn't get to that. That's going to have to be my first thing tomorrow because this became more of a 911 sitch.
1,000%. Yep.
I did start to help the stress level.
Sorry.
Putting in mind, so here's some advice to the listeners. I'm not all bad. So to help me with this, are you dying?
Sorry, everyone. Smoking too many packs. Anyway.
I'm not a mom. I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
Do you like how she tried to make the joke and she said the line wrong?
I know. Anyway, what I do is I started putting things in my calendar of like, so if I'm like, I have a million things to do, and so I don't feel like I have to stop. Like I can't stop. I'll do like from 9 a.m. to 10:30. I'm working on this, and then go down so that way I can be like, okay, we're moving over there, and then I feel less stressed because I've organized myself and I know I'm gonna get to it.
That's
so
smart.
I am working on it.
I love that idea. I do that, like block time off.
Yeah.
Like I need to do this and make sure it's done. And I also use my calendar to set reminders, like so I don't forget to follow up on things.
Oh, yes.
I always am just like, don't forget to reach out about the PO number.
Yep.
You know?
The second one, I mean, because the first one I feel like we've addressed, we've kind of covered PTO.
Okay, so I'll do. Do you guys think a workplace described as fast-paced is toxic? I think that's a great question.
I've just seen it a lot, like
No,
everywhere.
I don't think so at all.
I think it depends on, like, if you actually have a company that values work-life balance, I think they'll actually be like fast-paced, but like take your break.
Yeah. I'm in the middle with it too. Like I think I love fast pace. Like I think I would be bored otherwise.
Yeah.
But like when I need the break, give me the break.
Yeah.
Can be
That's true.
fast paced, but
Yeah. But and that's like your employer needs to understand work-life balance because not many do, or they think they do in theory and don't actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tracy's like, no, I love fast pace. She's falling asleep at the mic because she just worked her whole vacation in LA. She's not here with us right now.
I don't think fast-paced is toxic.
Yeah, to give the people a little context, I hopped off a plane this morning and I'm still on like West Coast time and I'm just really not present. But
She's here for you guys, though.
I show up because I honor my work commitments. Okay, people. I'm a woman of my word.
I'm officially petrified.
No, I really enjoy fast pace. Like I like go-getters, people that are like get shit done, like let's keep it moving. I don't like people who are tyrants and are like can't take a pee break. I can't go grab an almond. Yeah. I can't like
Single almond.
Just one.
like
It's your
girls
ration
got
for
a
the day.
snack. Girls got a snack. Like, give me a coffee break. But like, I like fast-paced environments. I think there's a difference between like, certainly a very, very. I was gonna say fine line, but fine line is not what I want. Was it?
I don't know.
Fine line is like it's like kind of like blurry, right? Like it's like
A fine line is like there's a fine line between like
there's a distinct line
that's
between
fine.
toxic and
Yes.
fast-paced. I think they're two different things. Not fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. I think it just depends on, I guess, I don't know, the employer.
Yeah, it's true. And I think the lunch thing is an interesting point because that was another thing I used to feel guilty about. And I still kind of do. I'm like, I have to go get my lunch. And it's not literally due to anyone. It's just me. Like, I'm like, I have to go get my lunch and get back here ASAP. I cannot enjoy the weather.
Totally.
I cannot enjoy this coffee. I need to get back.
Yeah, I'm like waiting the line at Sweet Green. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Hurry up, make my salad. My boss knows I've been gone for 17 minutes.
That kind
like,
of fast
it's so
pace.
scary.
No, I don't like that one.
No.
No.
I have a question for you. You guys have moved back into hybrid, or if not all, like on site in your work spaces, environments. I have not. My company's still remote as of right now. We're figuring out what that like return to office plan will be. But do you feel that working remotely and like during the real COVID times blurred the line of work-life balance more so, or helped improve it?
Improve it, at least on my end for sure. Because I'm partially in the office, and it just, I don't know, like those few days that I'm at home, I feel like I can actually like not wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym. I can wake up later or go to the gym earlier rather than, because like Kelsie and I live in Norfolk, so it's like an hour drive.
Everybody's going where? Yeah, that's what everybody says.
Everybody's going where?
Everybody goes, where is that?
I know.
I'm like,
I never knew it was a town. I always thought it was like Norfolk
It's
County. I
barely
never
a
knew it was a
town.
town until you guys lived there.
it has a couple of cows and like
Barely a town is a good way to,
maybe one dog and a chicken.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I agree. I think that working remotely, or at least having flexibility, is a huge game changer for work-life balance. Like, just, like you said, first of all, I live in the South Shore. You guys live in Norfolk. Like, the commute, you save 3 hours out of your day from the commute there and back.
It's significant, yeah.
You can either sleep in a little bit later or, like, go to the gym, whatever you want to do for your me time in the morning. Like, you save that you can allocate towards something else, what you would normally be in the car. Like, doing laundry during the day and getting some of your own shit done while you're not disturbing your work day and like what you need to do for your job, but you're like getting other things that are done for your personal life as well. So you feel extra productive because you got some of your own stuff done and
And as you're doing laundry, sometimes I like think of ideas and I'm like, it helps me step away from the computer and like think without
Do
staring
you
at my
talk out
screen.
loud? Do you have conversations out loud?
I probably have conversations with the dogs, but
Oh, I fully do.
Oh,
Yeah.
full-blown scenarios are happening.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I already
100%.
fought with you, made up with you.
That's also part of my.
Yourself?
What?
Yourself?
No, like whoever.
Oh.
Like if I'm thinking about like somebody and I'm like, we already had the argument and we're good now, so we don't need to.
Yeah.
It already happened.
dead.
Yeah.
I was pertaining more towards work. I was thinking
No, I know. I was just saying I talk to myself a lot.
Yeah.
That's all.
I like the split like Tanisha's referring to. I'm in the office 3 days a week now and 2 at home. It's such a nice balance because you get to not interacting with people is just like not an option for me. It drove me crazy for the few weeks I was home, but like it gives you the opportunity to collaborate and be hands-on and, you know, have face-to-face conversations and then take those things and implement them in a quiet space where you can really focus and get things done, which I think was important. I would like it. I wouldn't mind if it stayed that way, to be honest.
And I feel like doing stuff on like the fact that I can step away and do laundry during the week, it just saves time on the weekends when like usually Sunday I'm like I have so much to do. I have like all my laundry and all this. So that helps.
And after the commute, like you were talking about, after the commute back from the city, it's like if we go to the gym, it's 8:30 or 9, and then I'm catching up on emails after. So maybe I'm contradicting.
Okay. I don't think we're helping the people. We're all like, yeah, I'm checking my email 24/7. Yeah, I'm doing this. Yeah, I'm doing that.
It is like to your point. It's like I'm comfortable with doing that. I might not respond right away, but I add it to my list, and I'm like, oh, here you go. Like it's not like, oh my God, I have to put this fire out right now, or like, you know, I think there's a way to do it. It's like a chill psycho work-life balance. No, but I think that's it's just whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Do that. Don't slack.
What would you say is like your biggest piece of advice then?
For work-life balance.
Don't be me.
Don't be Tanisha. No, I think it just goes back to the communication. As long as you're communicating with your higher ups and your team of where you need help, like don't be afraid to take the help from your team, and don't be afraid to say like there was a recent moment that I asked for a day off because I was like, I am extremely overwhelmed. I just need to take a day, collect my thoughts, and like think how I can rework this because I'm just not sure how to. So I just need a day to think. And my higher up was very understanding. And he was like, absolutely, take the day and we will get back together on Monday. That I think it's okay to do that.
Totally. I mean, I feel like we've really been advocating for like mental health and taking care of yourself. Like your sick days, a mental health day is a sick day.
Agreed.
Like I've definitely used a sick day because I just don't have the energy and I'm not going to be productive. And I'm just like, I need time for myself that day. So I utilize my sick days for that. Days I just need to like rest or do something for me instead. Also,
Point.
you know, like I feel like that's a really, like people are like, oh, unless I am, you know, I have a runny nose or a cough and I have a physical symptom, I can't take a sick day. You should totally take a sick day.
Agreed.
I also try when I do take vacation to turn those notifications off on my phone. I just, I go into my settings and I have Microsoft Teams and my email. I make sure that I turn those notifications off while I am away. And then again, like I am guilty, like I will check it. I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything, that someone's not waiting on me for you know, a couple days on end, but like, and then I can forward it along, but I'm checking it when I have the time and I can, and not because it prompts me to and it takes me away from the whole purpose of stepping aside. I think that it's so important to take time off and to actually take time off and not like have that gray area of the hybrid, because then you come back and you're not even refreshed, and then you like you're still burnt out and you're still not performing at the best of your ability because you're worn out, you're exhausted, you know. So really making the most of that time as much as you can.
I agree.
Yeah, I like the notification. I need to do that because
You do.
I'll see the notification, have to remind myself, like, I am on vacation and they got the way email, so don't answer that.
Yeah, and
That's a
it's
good
so
idea.
It's hard not to look because you see it and you're like, is this urgent?
Yeah, and I have a friend who like deletes it off her phone. I'm like, I'm not logging back in. I don't know what my password
Wow.
is. Like, I'm not gonna go that far in deleting
that is
it.
another step.
Which is like,
Yeah.
because she's like, I'll be tempted to look, which I totally understand. But for me, the notifications, it's easy. You just go in, you slide that little button over, and then you slide it back, and it's easy.
Yeah.
And it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Do you guys think there are any what are the pros and cons of being like a hard worker? Like if you are somebody that is not willing to give up work on vacation or answers immediately, do you think that, like we kind of discussed earlier, is there a perception from your peers that you will immediately get things done?
Yeah, at least my boss says, a quote of his, he says, the reward for good work is more work.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, I think.
100,000%. 100,000%. That's hard because, again, I think this ties back to the nature of your job. Do you work on commission? Yeah, work harder.
Yeah, that's so
That's
true.
true.
Work hard means money.
Yep.
Right? So
And people are
like,
addicted to that too. Like I know some people that work commission that are just like obsessed with it.
Some people, it's your reputation. Do you want to, get that promotion? Do you want to be noticed? Some people just like to feel needed and it's their purpose. And some people like to work and dive into it. So like, I think that there's probably a lot of different reasons why people work hard. But I think the biggest thing is like, if that's your shtick and that works for you, don't project it on other people. Like if you want to be by the book and work around the clock and do all this and like that's how you feel better, that's great. But that doesn't mean that's how I operate. You know what I mean? Like, so don't put that on me because like if I'm doing good and I have my balance going, don't throw me off.
Yeah. I think it can be hard. Like my dad was constantly working when I was younger. And I think that cut into some family time, which makes it hard. So like, it also depends. Do you have kids? It's so different. Are you like, do you have responsibilities after work? Like, I don't know. There are so many different factors. It's kind of crazy.
I know. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like a responsibility on companies too to just be more aware. And I think that with everybody working from home, that changed a lot of things. Like people realizing how much money I spent on daycare when I could have just maybe been home with my kids for dinner, and like things like that. Like, and companies being more accommodating in that sense, I think are the very foundational first steps of people improving their
I agree.
balance of it all. Because that's what, like, at the end of the day, that's what everybody wants. They want to have the balance, So it's taking steps on your own, but also like companies recognizing that and making it easier for people to do that too.
Yeah. And we have a friend that her company recently implemented the first Friday of every month. Everybody has off for a mental health day, which I think is really cool.
Incredible and
So cool.
That's
Like,
cool.
I don't even need the 4-day work week. Just give me, I think that's so cool and like refreshing. And like, you're working towards that each month. Like, got to get to the first week of the month and we can get that Friday off and just take a chill pill,
My boss did that for us. We have a half day every month that we can just use. And like for mental health awareness month in May, my company gave everyone like the day of your choice, pick one full day.
So cool.
So yeah, like it's the acknowledgement of like, take the time that you need to you don't have to, she's like, don't do it to schedule your doctor's appointment. Like she's like, please go to like the beach if it's nice or like go get your nails done. Like, I don't care what you're doing. She's like, it's burnout. And I would rather have my employees feel good about coming and going to work each day. And I hope that I don't get in trouble for saying that.
Why would you?
I don't know.
It was a positive thing. It's something that more companies should do.
Retweet.
What?
100%.
Retweet.
Retweet.
I feel like that's a retweet noise. Now we're just doing Cardi B noises. So, all right. Do you want to go into Ask TFS?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to handle it? Tracy's sleeping again.
I do want to do it. Okay. So this week, ladies and germs, we have. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me.
Do you want to?
No, I got it. Okay.
We're keeping all of this in, by the way.
Are we now? Dear TFS, does anyone else feel like their friendships have changed over the years? I feel like going from your early 20s to your late 20s into your 30s, things have changed so much with my friends. Everyone is at different points in their lives. In parentheses. Some have babies, some are single, some are engaged, etc. End parentheses. So, how do we all make time for each other when we are in these different stages?
Well, that's a great question. Quite literally, what's happening with our friend group?
I agree.
Yeah. So, truly, this was like a big thing for me during COVID. To give you guys at home some context, our girlfriends, like Tanisha, Kelsie, myself, and then like our group of friends, there's 9 of us. We've been friends since we were, some of us preschool, middle school, high school, like we've been friends for 20 plus years. And we're very fortunate to still have our group of friends as tight-knit as we do. But I am the only single one in the whole group, which is totally fine. Like I've talked about before, I'm not a huge relationship person. Like I like being independent, so that doesn't bother me. But I think during COVID, when I couldn't go out and see you guys, we couldn't really do anything, there's nowhere to go, it really hit me that, wow, I am like nowhere near the phase of my life that all my friends are. And it was a really lonely and isolating time. I felt like I was home and you guys had your boyfriends, fiancés, husbands. Some of them had kids, at home. Like I was like, wow, I don't have that like person that I can depend on and lean on. And so it was really challenging. And it was a realization where it's like, I'm so happy to see this growth in my friends and their lives progressing. And I had to make a really like cognizant like decision to not compare, first of all, myself to my friends, and realize that like all of our journeys are unique and separate, and like my path is just as wonderful as their paths, but like in order to kind of like cope with it, I think you have to do things that make you happy and like that like make you feel sort of better about yourself, or things that make you feel good. Also just like reaching out or asking for like, hey, I haven't really seen you in a while, like let's catch up when you have time, and like respecting that their time is valuable and things are changing, but like still trying to make an effort and still trying to be present. But I don't know, I think you just kind of have to embrace it and like allow that room for things to change. And like don't beat yourself up if you feel like they're going in one direction and you're going in another.
True.
Yeah. I think too, like how to make time for each other. You might have to accept that you aren't going to see them as much, and it might turn into very few and far in between, and it stinks. And that was like a weird adjustment as we got older, for like to realize like we can't always get together all the time, and especially as an entire group, it's like nearly impossible. So like just kind of accept that, and then like you just have to, you have to put a little more effort, and then also understand that you may know what's going on in your friends' lives, but you don't really know what's going on in your friends' lives. So be patient with them, and I don't know, just kind of work a little harder. And yeah, I don't know. That's my 2 cents.
I like the understanding part of it, because whether you have babies, whether you're single, whether you're engaged or married, like you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, or like, a few of our friends are pregnant. Like I'm sure they're going through their own struggles, and you know what I mean? So it's so
the
so
grass
interesting.
isn't always greener. Like there's always
No.
like
So true.
a challenge for even if it seems like to be like the most positive, the most exciting, and not that it's not, but like everything has its own set of
Exactly.
difficulties as well.
For sure. Yeah, I agree.
Like new moms, the independence of being single, or like some people do miss that because it's tough at first, like with babies and things like that. So, and it in all the different stages, there are different scenarios. So
Yeah, I think like to Tanisha's point, like I think the group text can be a great way to like, you know, I know it's not the same one-on-one conversations that you're used to or that you were like to, or the face-to-face conversations, but like at least it's a way of communicating and being like somewhat available, or even just if you bond over the littlest, funniest thing, like, or scheduling a Zoom call. If it's hard, you know, she can't leave the kids at home and to go out for dinner and drinks on a Friday night anymore while they go and nap, you know, you can Zoom with someone, or like just getting creative and still being persistent. Like you don't have to like let it go just because you guys aren't on the same page. Like just working around it. You know,
we used to play House Party.
I was gonna
the
say
games on House Party.
yes.
Those were fun.
we should revive that, because just because we're out of quarantine doesn't mean we see each other anymore.
House party, their sales like probably went up and then plummeted.
Yeah. Poor
know.
guys. Poor
I
things.
know. I know.
Yeah. It's just it is interesting just to see all different stages, or like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The expectations, man, like I always refer to.
Yeah, it's true.
You got to be on your own timeline, do what you're comfortable with, and just be there. And to your point, Tracy, like making sure the communication is constant, like checking in and just saying like, hey, how are you? Like, I am not good with group texts. I'm just not.
Yeah.
But I've tried to make more of an effort to be like, hey, what's up? Hey, let's grab dinner. Because I'm like, I am more of a one-on-one type of person, and I love like getting dinner with my friends, or like just being with them.
Yeah.
They've always called me out about the group text. I suck on the group text. But either way.
I get it. I hate being on the phone, so.
Exactly. So I'll call you all the time now, especially tonight.
I'm also like one of those people like in the car, I like to listen to my music. We all know how I feel about my music. As of last episode, I told you I like to get in my feels.
Yeah.
So like in the car, that's like my zen. I'm just chilling, listen. And people call me and it's like, hey. And you can just tell they're in the car freaking wasting time. And I'm like, you don't even have anything to talk about. Like, what are you calling me for? Like, Kelsie is the freaking queen. Kelsie's like, hey. I'm like, hey. She's like, how's it going? I'm like, get to the point.
I'm old school. I'm just like, how are ya? Tracy's like listening to a sad song. Hello. I'm like, sorry, bye.
I don't think I mean, it just depends on the day. Sometimes I don't feel like texting, so I'd rather call. I don't know. I'm in between.
I'll just be like,
well,
the sky is
whatever
blue.
works for you and your friends, whether you go back and forth and text. And I think just like be gracious. Like if, you know, you text your friend on Tuesday and she doesn't get back to you until Friday, just allow that to happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like even if the response isn't immediate, you'll be able to connect, you know?
Let it be.
Exactly. Well,
Just changes.
Here we go again.
We're a musical bunch this time. I like it. So yeah, well, I hope that helped.
She has no hands on her hips.
Nothing we said today was productive.
I think it was.
It was relatable with a little sprinkle of advice. That's fine.
A little sprinkle of psycho.
A little bit. That's fine. I like it. So yeah, like, follow, subscribe, and comment, guys. You can see what we're doing on Instagram, and you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, and iHeart, and you can watch us on YouTube.
I'm dead. Goodbye.
Did you just fucking wink at the camera?
Just for you, Trace. I know you love
I
a good wink.
hate winks. Oh my god, the creepiest thing.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.